All right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. Hang on. Let's. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rick Godley. It's All Things Local, ATL. We find ourselves in Webster Parish, Minden, Louisiana, at the Broken Bean. The Webster Parish Men of Courage installing wheelchair ramp number 28 in the year 2026. Calendar date on the Gregorian calendar. This is Wednesday. It is August 5th, 2026. Our next guest is Todd Buffington. Todd Buffington from Minden, Louisiana. I thought he said world famous marine biologist, but you're not a marine biologist.
No, just wildlife biologist.
Are you retired? Or are you still?
Yes, sir. I've been retired right at 5 years.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit about what a wildlife biologist does for the great state of Louisiana, but let's focus on Webster Parish Men of Courage. How long have you been involved?
5 years.
5 years. How did you find out about it?
Had a heart attack and almost died. And when I got through rehab, I decided I needed to do something to try to stay in shape, and I saw this thing called Christ Fit. And I kind of joined it, and that's where I ran into Chris Plants, and I looked at him and I said, this guy is absolutely crazy. He and I are going to get along well together. So I started working out, doing a lot of things, got involved with Men of Courage, and eventually got to where I'm one of the crazy people that runs with a cross, an 85-pound cross on their shoulder in the St. Jude. So I love carrying that cross. I love going out and being out in the public and doing things for Jesus.
Did you carry it the whole race?
Not the whole race. We swap out.
Did you? When is that? That happens
St. Jude's in February.
In February.
St. Jude
That's
5K.
Right. All right, so we'll have to get that on our radar as well. But Men of Courage, Webster Parish, it is not a quote denomination thing. It's not a church thing. It's a kingdom thing. It's a community thing. What attracted you to this?
Up until the point of my heart attack, I did all the things that I had been taught to do. I went to church on Sundays, checked all the boxes, but I wasn't going out and doing. And I got convicted over that, and I said, you know what? I need to get out. I need to help people. I need to tell people my story, and I need to be involved and promote Christianity a lot more intensely than what I was doing.
Well, let's address that just a little bit, because we're not here to cast guilt or shade on anybody, but you know as well as I, others are in, and I call them behind the brick and mortar, which is all one form, and we're actually living stones. That means living, and we're all different. But somebody out there knows that they need to do something, but they don't know what to do. And this may not be what they need to do.
Right.
But the fact is, do something if you have that, what's the word, unction to want to do something, because it is doing the works of the kingdom and the ministry, and you're living proof of that.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So, what's your skill here? What prepared you to?
Well, I am one of the youngest ones here, believe it or not, at 56 years of age.
All right, yeah.
And I'm also, I think I'm in pretty good physical shape now, so
right.
I kind of do all the brute strength, toting big pieces of lumber, post holes, just the dumb strong stuff.
Well, what we need to do is have pre-made ramps, and you just carry it and drop it off.
Just drop the whole thing,
yeah. Do the whole thing. All right, let's talk about, it sounds like an intriguing career, wildlife fisheries, or what?
Wildlife, retired from Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries as a wildlife biologist.
Why did you ever do that? What prompted you in your past to say, you know what, I want to go into that?
Well, I started Louisiana Tech in 1988 in computer software design, and decided I wanted a career making lots of money, and I looked over and I saw all these guys out playing in the woods all the time. I said, nah, that looks like fun. So it was in forestry. So I changed my major to forestry. Graduated from Tech, jumped around to a few jobs, and wound up with Wildlife and Fisheries here in Minden, and I was with them for 21 years.
And so you just stayed in Webster Parish, or did you travel Louisiana?
I worked all over the whole state.
Well, talk about the diversity of the great state of Louisiana, of what we have, and I'm guilty of this too. I never took advantage of even the waterways, the lakes that we have, incredible lakes within an hour's distance. What's your favorite part of the state besides home?
Oh, besides home,
I got him.
I love saltwater fishing. I love fishing in the marsh. So I would say the Port Fourchon, Venice area, You have great saltwater fishing. You've got access to the Gulf of Mexico, do some offshore fishing. We have a marine lab down at Grand Terre, spent a lot of time there. And part of my job was taking teachers and also students out into the marsh and out into the Gulf, teaching them about that ecosystem. And we always got some fishing in. So I got to do a lot of fish guiding.
Man, I had a question. I got 1,000 questions and I just lost it. So one I want to ask, I want to come back to that. Oh, I know what it was. I heard a report on the news, not that I believe much on the news, always verify everything. But in Louisiana, I think they said the alligator population was 2 million. My question is, who counts them?
Well,
and how do you know?
Population estimates, you go into an area of known alligator habitat, you'll take a percentage of that area,
right.
And there are certain ways you can count the actual alligator, and then you expand that number out to cover the whole state, and it gives you a rough idea. Nobody knows exactly, but we can guesstimate pretty closely.
We'll wrap this up on the ramp ministry. I have one more question. The Black Panther, is it real or is it not real in Louisiana?
That is always a tough question, and people hate me when they hear my answer. It is genetically impossible for a panther to be in the color black. It simply is not possible.
But there are panthers, though.
I'm not going to say it's scientifically impossible to say something doesn't exist, but it is highly unlikely that there are panthers in Louisiana. There's certainly not a breeding population, and I can give you some examples. Somebody's going to say, "Oh, but about 10 years ago they killed one in South Bossier." Yes, they did. That mountain lion came up the Red River. It wound up in a subdivision in South Bossier. It was shot and killed by the Sheriff's Department. DNA test came back 99.8% match to a population in the Rocky Mountains.
Wow.
People go and get these things as pets.
Oh, no.
They bring them home, they get too big, they can't control them,
right.
And they turn them loose.
Right, right.
So that's.
I want to be on camera.
All right. Of all the wheelchair ramps, and lane guesstimates, about 150. Again, for those watching this, This is number 28 in the year 2026, last year 47. And oh, by the way, if you're so led to so do to pay the debt down for the wood, Interstate Building Materials, Kyle Martinez extends credit, and you all are paying that down. It started out at 33. Chris said it was at 12. Let's pay it down and pay it forward. Also, Ace Hardware extends credit as well. If you want to do that and help pay it down, go right ahead. And we got people walking by. That's fine. This is real. This is raw. This is relevant. No big deal. Of all the wheelchair ramps that you've done or participated in, is there one that comes to your mind where you just like went home and said, you know what, something special happened there today?
There's been more than one, but there's one in particular. We worked on this ramp all morning. It was a lady that was obviously in need, didn't have much. And when we got done with the ramp, we started packing up, and she said, "Hey, y'all are going to stay for lunch, aren't you?" And she started bringing out these food containers, styrofoam plates, and each one of them had something different in it. They weren't all the same. And we figured out what happened was this lady had gone through her cabinets and gotten every bit of food that she had.
Wow.
And made it for us to feed us. And that was what we call an empty the wallet day. Before we left, every man there emptied his wallet. And I can assure you, when we left, that lady had cabinets full of groceries.
Awesome. Michael Stewart recalls that same day as well. So, well, Todd, anything else you want to say to anybody and before we sign off?
Come join us. Come play with the big boys. This is what we do. We don't sit around and watch Oprah all day long. We get out in the community. We help those that need help, and we do everything we can to promote Jesus. So come join us at Men of Courage.
Todd Buffington, Rick Godley here, all things local, Webster Parish. We're in Minden at the Broken Bean. We'll see you next time. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So what do you say to people who say they heard the scream? I haven't. I just.
Well, I'll give you some basic cat biology. The male bobcat has spines on his penis. When he breeds with the female,